Good night to everyone, and welcome to a short episode of Real Talk, Real Money with Dennis and Ian. And we just want to say that we're back here after coming off an interview or a little chat with John Mayer, you know, past Olympian for Jamaica and one of the top schoolboy coach, in Jamaica currently. He have coached across many of the top school when it comes down to athletics. His knowledge is vast. The way he goes about preparing his athlete, it's world class. But what we have noticed is after bringing on John Mayer and all the previous um, athletes, past athletes, coaches who basically have a lot to give back when it comes on to athletics. We have learned one thing, and as you already know, with me is Dennis Blake, a former Olympian, top tier motivator, you know, and a mentor for many. And we share this program because we really want to empower others and just to highlight, you know, people and what is happening in the various areas of life, from lifestyle, health, straight across to even you making some money and living a better life. But there's some question that we realize needed to be asked of the governing body for the athletics. And I just let Dennis share his part here. Dennis, welcome back again, man, after that, excited interview there with John Mayer. Just
Yeah,
share with the public what would like to have done.
yeah. I thanks again, Ian. And I think what I think that I have recognized over all the athletes that we have interviewed is that there is a common ground. There's a common phenomena that um, they pretty much are not so happy with the way things are currently, or the way things were. Because I know this is not just happening now. A lot of the athletes, I would say, are disgruntled for the type of treatment and for the type of treatment they have received over the years when they were competing as a professional athlete. And I think there are a lot of questions that we ask them and the type of answer that they give led us to this short commentary right now where we need to invite the J3 president. So we want to take this opportunity to send out an invitation to the J3 president. I think his name is Gard Gale. And we also want to invite the JOA president to see if we can get them to come on this podcast to answer some of these questions. I cannot understand why the past Jamaican athletes are uh, not involved more into Jamaican athletics. There has to be a reason for that, and I think we need to have a discussion as to what is the cause and how we can fix it moving forward. And so, again, we're putting out an appeal, an invitation to God Gale from the J Trees and also to the JOA president. Yes, sir.
Yes, Dennis, I've sit in, as co-host, host with you, on this program, and it's inevitable that people needs more answers, especially what is happening with our athletes today, currently, as
Hmm.
we are seeing, even though the story is being hushed, I believe, but we are losing some of our top tier athletes,
Yeah.
world class athletes, gold medalist athletes, silver medalists, and it continues.
And
And I don't think
don't forget coaches that we haven't been talking about.
that's what, as we spoke with John Mayer this afternoon, we learned that we're losing many of our coaches. It's just that again, it's a hush hush.
And
We're
the
losing our
masseuse,
physiotherapists. It's a
and
hush hush.
physiotherapy.
We're
Yeah.
we're losing our masseuse, massage therapists. And these are people who plays vital role or who can have great impact on our athletes. And it's not just Athletics, I just want to spread it like this. It's
Mhm.
also right across the board. We're losing a lot of our sportsmen and women to other countries, you know, and even to clubs where we have seen cricketers going and playing certain level of cricket, IPL, CPL, you name it, and don't want to play for West Indies either. You know, reason being the incentive. They are not being incentivized in terms of being paid for the work that they're putting. We can't overlook it, Dennis. They're putting in real work. It's like their job,
It's a job.
and
It's a job.
if
Yeah,
we don't treat them fairly,
right.
then they're gonna continue to do what they're doing. And as John Mayer would have said, all the others that have come on the program, that they say, guess what? I can't tell these people not to go. As a matter of fact, if I was to go back 20 years, 30
Maybe.
years back, I probably would have done the same thing because
Same
they
thing.
realized they had made a mistake too. Probably you would
Yeah,
have said the same thing. Because at the end of
absolutely.
the day, all you have to show is probably a medal. Some of those medals get rusty, some dirty, the piece of paper, you get the certificate, you tear up, you mash up, you don't know where then. But and yet still you live in a state where you're still struggling with your family. These guys are not playing. As soon as that proposal is put on the table, they're signing it. And it does not take anything for them to just hold it up and say, guess what? This is far better than what Jamaica is offering. It's not that I'm selling out my country, but the fact is I have a family to take care. I have a future to build. And guess what? If Jamaica not gonna help me stop that block, wherever that hand comes from, that can help me lay a foundation for me and my family. Guess what? I'm going with it, and this is what is happening, Dennis.
Yes, and the fact is, if they really look into themselves, right, whether it is the J3s or the JOA or even those haters, you have some people in Jamaica who will say, oh, they're not patriotic. But the question that I would have asked some of them, if they, since they got hired, whether it is from college or out of high school, if they are still at the same job. No, if they are at the same job from high school or from college, then kudos to them, right? But if they are not at the same job, it means that they take up an opportunity to go somewhere, whether it was a better environment, whether it was a better paying job, right? Maybe it was closer to home, maybe it worked in their favor, whether they have children or what. And if you can take up another job, why is it that you would not want an athlete to take an opportunity that presents itself? No, we know it's not all money is good money. You know what I mean? But in this case, I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand why people can't see what the athletes are seeing. This isn't. I'm sure majority of the people that is in the association, they have their own home, they have their family, they don't have to worry about anything. So why is it that the athletes must struggle to make ends meet, and here comes an opportunity that presents itself, and they have a problem with them taking it? It just don't make
All right.
sense.
All right. Look at this. Simple. Just as we just closed out that interview a while ago with John Mayer. John said basically a lot of athletes, injury. If you're training and you're putting in work, possibility you may get injured. And he's saying when these kids get injured, they're just giving them a bag of ice to put on it. Nobody follow up to take them through the proper medical, you know, program to get them back to where they're functional. All they would do is just move on to another athlete. So now
Right.
you imagine an athlete is working as hard as he can do to represent his very own country. But at the end of the day, if he gets an injury, he can't even pay his doctor bill. John said to do a physiotherapist is $6,000. You put $6,000 coupling with you getting yourself to training, because if you're not putting in the work, they're not pay you for training. So that is another problem. So by the time you put in for you train and everything and you pick up one injury, that could mean it for you. So why I can't say nothing than we have to do something about it.
Of course, and I think one other thing also is that parents are they're not knowledgeable as to what goes on within the track and field arena, and I think they need to be educated. And I hope that we can probably have some people on this program that will shed some light for them to see that is not all that glitter is gold. So somebody come and offer you a television or a refrigerator to get your kid to come to their school. You might want to think about that. You might want to think about that because Again, not everything that glitter is gold. And I think parents, they're short-sighted a lot of times. Take their nice, lovely kid and send them off into a different parish, and when they come back home, they're a totally different person. You know. So the question is, what happened? What happened? So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of unanswered question, and there's a lot of question as we realize just doing these couple interview. We haven't been around too long for this program. It's a brand new program. Dennis and Ian, Real Talk, Real Money, guys. If you haven't subscribed, there's a YouTube channel, there's a TikTok channel, and there's this Facebook channel that will be opening soon. But there's a platform where you can come and share, your story, just like the other athletes, they come, they share their story too, and none of them I see come on here who have a story that they would want to relive, and that is not good.
Hmm.
Everybody has regret in terms of their story, as you just see between you and Mir, Daniel, England, all these top athletes.
Yeah.
You don't even have a
We
picture
had
at the
Watson.
national stadium to say, guess what? This is Dennis and Blake who represented Jamaica at the Olympic in 1992 to 1996. This is a picture that you can even put a face to the name to say, okay, this is John Muir who had represented Jamaica, the Olympic at such and such era. We don't have nothing. You guys don't even get the recognition that you deserve even years after when you're in another country. You will be celebrated. You probably will be put up on a pedestal like Usain Bolt.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, is that they don't, they, a lot of these athletes don't know who we are, and we are the trendsetters, right? They don't
How can
know,
they
they
know
don't,
when there's not a system that allow them to?
right. We are the trendsetters, and the thing about it is that they don't know who we are. There's no recognition. And I think that is one of the things that a lot of the athletes, and we're going to have more athletes, and you're going to realize that that is also going to be a part of their conversation as well. So it's not just those people we interview already; those people that are coming, I'm sure is going to be saying the same thing. It is going to be um, a reverberated conversation. It's almost like you're hearing the same thing over and over from past athletes, and it's not like the athletes them really want the past athletes. They're not looking for no handouts. They just want to know that they've been appreciated for representing their country. I mean, what is so wrong with that? What is so hard with that? Yeah,
Uh,
so I don't know.
it is sad, and you guys will see why we want to have some of these people who can answer some of the questions that we can't answer. They come on here, we ask them some questions, and they themselves are looking answers to these questions. And as a result, that is the reason why we are putting out this invitation or this invite to those who are in the position to answer some of these questions and also to tell us what they're going to do about some of these challenges that our athletes are facing currently. And even those that have faced those problems in the past, they would love to see that something is being done about it, that another athlete don't have to go through what they went through.
Right.
And Dennis is right here, living testimony. Dennis, an Olympian, two-time Olympian, sitting with us, and he can share that same testimony, same story. Have not
Mhm.
changed many years, many decades.
Yeah, and I just want to let the public know that we're gonna have Davian Clark. Davian Clark will be on next weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
All right, Dennis. So next weekend we'll see if somebody can help us locate some of these people and tell them, guess what? An invite have been sent out for them to just come and talk to us, talk to the public. It's just a regular sit down or evening chat. No bias in terms of the way we ask our question here. Some of the
Mhm.
question actually come from our audience, our followers. Some send it in before us, but they know ahead of time who's coming on. So you can also prepare your question too for them. If you have question prepared for them, if you're out there and you feel that your story, is one that worthwhile sharing with us, that can benefit and empower somebody. Because that's it what we are about. We are here to highlight things, empower people, and at the same time brighten your vision for the future. And if it comes on to where you see we say real money, we are here also to allow you guys to earn as you learn, earn as you train, and those are things that are gonna be coming. later on. But right
Yeah.
now, let us just continue to hold these conversation, and we'll put in the money talk in between every now and again. But just to highlight you, there is a lot of things that you guys don't know about that's available, especially to athletes, sportsmen and women. And it's good that we are now in the space that we're able to knock heads and hands with people who are able to guide us, in direction that we'll share with you guys. So Dennis, any last word, before our next meeting, the next interview next week Sunday?
No, I think we said it all. Again, invitation going out for the president at J3s and also the president at JOA to come on and answer some of these questions that is burning question for years. And, we're looking forward for someone to reach out. We're here and we are ready anytime that they are ready to come on.
Thank you, Dennis. It's a pleasure hosting with you on this new platform. Ian and Dennis, Real Talk, Real Money. I think it's a good one for the future. It's a place that people can come and feel comfortable in sharing their story. It's nothing about bias or animosity. It's all about peace and love and unity. All right.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Take care, buddy.